In front of us today is the new pulse rifle that came with the Dawning event. And let me tell you guys, it is quite good. It's a stasis pulse rifle in the lightweight frame archetype. And when we think of lightweights in the game, we really don't have all that many. But lightweights overall have been improved over the past year. Overall forgiveness is really good for this archetype, which is why you've seen the rise of things like the BXR, which by default is really good. But even some of our other exotics, like Outbreak Perfected, which we occasionally use inside of PvP. But amongst the kinetic slots, amongst our legendary options, we really don't have many. We've got Chattering Bone, and that's it, which is where Stay Frosty comes in here, guys. It has a host of trait combinations that are very good, and I'm actually going to give you a number of different trait combinations to look for, especially for my controller players. You'll be surprised Headseeker is doing phenomenal now, as it not only increases your precision damage, but in update 6.3.0, Headseeker actually increases your aim assist. And I was pleasantly surprised with that role that we got to play with. Now first, before we get into the different trait combinations, I do want to talk about this origin trait, or both of these origin traits, one being Dawning Surprise. Says that rapidly defeating targets awards a Dawning gift, and defeating powerful targets counts as more than one. Now these are actually little legendary cubes that drop on the ground. You get 10% ability energy as well as a health bump. It's not a bad trait, and for things like PvE, by all means guys, take advantage of it. But in PvP, I definitely want you to be using Omolon Fluid Dynamics. This actually grants you increased reload speed and stability for the top half of the magazine. Now the stat bumps there is actually 20 stability and 30 reload speed, but that extra stability, whether you're on mouse and keyboard or controller, is very good. Now let me go through all the roles that we got to play with. First, I actually landed this one on my own account. It came with Kill Clip, as well as Moving Target, some high cal rounds, Hammerforged Rifling. Not a bad little role, guys. For the most part, we're looking at this lightweight pulse rifle, sitting around 37 meters before reaching damage fall off. Moving Target is also really nice here, as it grants us passively 10 aim assists, as well as that reduction in movement speed penalty while ADSing and strafing, which is really good on this pulse rifle considering this is a very forgiving pulse rifle. This archetype leans into that. By default, this weapon sits at a 0.87 time to kill value, hitting at 27 per crit, 16 per body. Essentially, guys, this allows you to kill in 3 bursts, 5 crits, 4 body. Granted, this is not max resilience guardians, but roughly 6 to 7 resilience or less, you can get the kill in 5 crits, 4 body. Granted, we do have some rounding there. Now with the likes of Kill Clip, this does give us the ability to 2 bursts, but you have to be perfect. Previously, Kill Clip allowed us to 2 bursts with more forgiveness, as it used to give us 36 damage per crit. Now though, it's 33.75 per crit, as Kill Clip now only grants us a 25% buff, but it is easier to proc, as you don't have to wait for the trait to run out. You can immediately reload after a kill, similar to that of like multi-kill clip. Now again, it could still get the 2 bursts, but you do have to be perfect. Pre-update 6.3.0, you could actually get the kill in 5 crits, 1 body. Now though, you got to hit all crits, all 6 of them. Now this still grants you a phenomenal TTK value, somewhere around 0.53 seconds for that perfect 2 bursts. But the main way I would actually look at Kill Clip is the added forgiveness, right? You are guaranteed pretty much the 3 bursts. Now another role we got to play with was this one right here. This is our Desperado role, and we actually got to pair it with the new trait Encore. Now I know it's not a new trait, but newly buffed trait, which was also touched on in update 6.3.0. But essentially, guys, Final Blows grant stacks of Encore. Stacks also grant increased stability, range, and accuracy. Now the benefits here include +8 stability, +5 range, and a +1.25% to accuracy per stack. Now body shots actually grant 1 stack, whereas precision Final Blows grant 2, with a maximum of 4 stacks. On top of that, it lasts for 7 seconds, and simply landing another Final Blow refreshes this timer. So it's a pretty nice buff all around. To me, you're not going through the stress of having to like go for the body shot kill or the crit shot kill, taking away stacks, adding stacks. This is simple. Final Blows, you grant yourself stacks. Precision Final Blows, you get 2 stacks. If you get up to 4 stacks there, guys, you're looking at 20 extra range, 32 extra stability, and a big whopper of 5% to your accuracy. Now I paired this with Desperado because I felt like this would be a pretty decent role to try. You got Desperado, which greatly increases our rate of fire after landing a precision kill. It lasts for 6 seconds, and considering Encore lasts for 7 seconds, I felt like by the time I reload it, both of these would be matching, and then I can just go to Pound Town on groups of enemies. Guys, I just felt like I was not getting a lot out of Desperado. This is such a forgiving weapon, and I'm spamming it so much that I'm really not trying to go for the crit kill. I'm just trying to secure the kill. And considering 5 crits and 4 body can do that, again, I'm not prioritizing crit kills. Desperado does increase that rate of fire and does allow this weapon to be a bullet hose. But understand, Desperado got a nerf. That's why you're seeing it present on so many different weapons across the board. It's still a good trait, and it is still a bullet hose, and it drops our TTK down to around that 0.65 mark. But I think if you're going to choose a damage perk in that final column, or a reload related damage perk, guys, I think just Kill Clip is easier. You'll always proc it, whether it's a body shot kill or a crit kill. It can pair really nicely there with things like Encore. I like the newly buffed Encore. Granted, I find that killing Wind is overall better, especially when it comes to range, because it just gives you a default 20 range on a kill. Yes, it only lasts for 5 seconds, but it adds an additional 5 seconds upon getting additional kills. On top of that, the mobility bumps there are really, really nice. I think when choosing between either killing Wind or Encore, they both require final blows. They both offer benefits to range, therefore extending overall range fall off, but Encore offers stability. So I would say controller players, maybe you want to consider Encore. Mouse and keyboard players, perhaps killing Wind. Now, the obvious trait combination for the likes of Desperado or Kill Clip is obviously tunnel vision. This makes the weapon super sticky. We're talking an extra 20 aim assists, overall accuracy cone greatly enhanced. Tunnel vision with Kill Clip, these perks were made for each other. They both refresh upon a reload, therefore they both last the same duration. So when we see trait combinations like that, we're like, okay, that's it. That's the one. We're done, fellas? No. This actually led us to test out our final role. And for my controller players, this is the role specifically for you. And that is Head Seeker and Moving Targets. Now, why Head Seeker? It doesn't substantially increase our damage. No, guys, it's not that. It's actually the aim assist that Head Seeker now grants. With the most recent buff, body shots now increase your precision multiplier and increase aim assist. Additional body shots resets this timer. It also has a 0.55 second base timer. Body shots, while the perk is active, will reset the timer. Now, the big thing there is that 0.55 second base timer, meaning it can last for at least one more burst after the first initial burst. So let me just give you an example. This shot right here, I land a body shot. The follow-up 2 shots are crit shots, and then the entire burst after this all benefit from Head Seeker. Pre-update 6.3.0, this damage buff would have already gone away. I would have to hit another body shot in order to produce that crit shot damage increase, and that's because we have that 0.55 second base timer being added. Now, the third burst goes back to 27 per crit. Regardless, though, this allows us to 5 crit 4 body on even max resilience guardians. It also allows us to 5 crit 3 body on 6 resilience guardians. Does the TTK here change? No, not really. Still around a 0.87 TTK. You're still going to be firing 3 entire bursts. The biggest benefit that Head Seeker now offers is the increase there in aim assist, of which I do not have a value on. All I can tell you is the combination of Head Seeker and Moving Target together felt wonderful. You had Moving Target granting you that 10 aim assist. You had Head Seeker granting us whatever it's granting us now in aim assist value after landing a body shot. This combination right here, guys, made this weapon feel so sticky. Controller players, I don't play controller often, but dude, I felt like I couldn't lose with this role combination. So for the ideal role, I think high caliber rounds or ricochet rounds is really good here. Obviously, ricochet rounds gives you more stability, but keep in mind, guys, you have the Omolon Fluid Dynamic Origin trait here. You're getting 20 stability. So even though this weapon looks low at 50 stability, you're sitting at actually 70 stability, maybe even more if you're rocking ricochet rounds. If you're rocking ricochet rounds, then you could be sitting at around 82 stability with Omolon Fluid Dynamics. That Moving Target Head Seeker role, though, if you were to tack on a targeting perk as well, that would kick us up to 75 aim assists. And with Moving Target, that brings us up to 85 aim assists. And if you happen to be rocking a targeting perk for pulse rifles, technically that would max out our aim assists. So you can actually take off that targeting mod and equip something like Icarus Grip or whatever other mod you want there. And depending on how much Head Seeker actually grants us here, that will still keep you at max value. Again, with just a single targeting perk on your helmet. Personally, guys, my experience though, that Moving Target Head Seeker roll felt so good. You could still roll things like Kill Clip and Tunnel Vision. That's a great combination. Killing Wind or Encore. By all means, go right ahead, guys. But Head Seeker has been feeling really nice. Now, I know someone's going to ask, Cross, what about Offhand Strike? Final blows grant additional weapon range, stability, and accuracy. Guys, it's good. Like, we actually tested the range the other day. It's like a 6-meter bump there to range. But understand, this is only from firing from the hip. I know. You're looking at it thinking, oh my god, that's even better than Encore and Killing Wind. Again, only from the hip. Now, guys, if you were to rock things like Hammerforged Rifling, or even something like Small Bore with ricochet rounds or high caliber rounds, some sort of range bump from your mag perks with a range masterwork, you'll be hitting above 38 meters, which is dang good for a lightweight. No, I don't think you need arrowhead break. The weapon does have some slight deviation left or right, but for the most part, it is vertical. If you were to throw on a counterbalance mod, things would actually just swing left more for you. So just keep it at 55. Again, that's just my opinion. On controller, I just didn't see much deviation in its recoil direction. So I think you're good, guys, in regards to your default recoil. Now, how does this weapon compare to the obvious one in the room, that being the BXR 55 Battler? Again, even though the BXR comes with the Legacy PR 55 frame perk, it still shoots at 450 rounds per minute, and this is the obvious comparison here, guys. In regards to range, without a doubt, the BXR has way more reach. Like, not even including the rangefinder roll, you're sitting well above 43 meters. On top of that, the weapon is craftable. It comes with enhanced perks. I have an enhanced kill clip and enhanced perpetual motion roll. It's nasty. Really, it's nasty. nasty. It has incredible reach, incredible target acquisition. The crafted BXR is without a doubt one of the deadliest weapons ever. And by the way, if you haven't checked out our re-review of this weapon with its crafted rolls, feel free to check that one. With that being said though, I think Stay Frosty is the best in the kinetic slots. BXR, obviously the most dominant choice amongst these 450s in the energy slot, and maybe even the most dominant choice amongst all pulse rifles in that energy slot. But in the kinetic slot, I like Stay Frosty. For PvP, I thought that it performed really, really well. And what it doesn't have in regards to reach and range, it makes up for in target acquisition and overall consistency. That Omolon fluid dynamic origin trait really helps this weapon. Some of you are probably fans of Omolon pulse rifles, and you'll be a big fan of this one. Now for PvE players, you got Headstone Man, as well as Golden Tricorn. And even though Golden Tricorn may not be the easiest to proc inside of PvP, with stasis, you can 100% proc that inside of PvE, especially with like a shuriken build. I think either one of those would do really, really well for you, and you can actually do like a well-rounded roll with Golden Tricorn. I think that's a great perk combination here. Match that with the Dawning Surprise origin trait, and there you go. Now you got ability regeneration, some small health bumps. Stay Frosty should treat you very nicely. So guys, that is our review here for this pulse rifle. We'll be covering the rest of the weapons this week. I definitely wanted to cover this one first. Again, if you're looking to farm this pulse rifle, feel free to check out our guide. We go over how to get to the Dawning event, how to go about farming everything. This year is probably the easiest it's ever been because you can actually target loot these things. So guys, take advantage of it and good luck getting that god roll. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.
Thank you.